Good afternoon. This is the news at 1 on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. I am Rabiat Shaib. Now, investigations into the remote cause of the Thursday night fire that engulfed the AYM Shafa filling station in Area 3 of Garki, Abuja are still ongoing, with relevant stakeholders taking notes of the level of damage in the unfortunate incident. Aisha Bashir reports that the fire, which broke out around 10 p.m., left a huge mark of loss.
Now, the fire has actually been quenched and there seems to be calm at the moment. And in my own investigation, should I say, when I spoke with some people about what happened, they said the event happened around 9 p.m., around past 9 p.m. Yesterday night. And immediately, the fire service, the Federal Fire Service, the FCT Fire Service, and other major agencies were on ground to actually put out the fire. And when I asked what eventually caused the inferno, they said that this tanker around here while it was trying to offload the fuel.
The fire started from this tanker. So we will be able to guide and protect other nearby buildings because fire threatening to go burn to other buildings, but we try our best to see that everything goes amicably. Along the line, 3 of our fire officers injured.
All right. Thank you very much. Also, Mr. Latif, I was one of the customers that were about buying fuel. I think he said his vehicle was already close to the pond before the whole thing happened. And unfortunately for him, his vehicle was also affected, but he tried driving the vehicle, but he can give a better account of what happened.
Okay, good morning. My name is Latif. I came to get fuel yesterday when this tanker was trying to discharge the fuel. So I think there was a mistake from them. We saw fuel rushing towards where we were buying fuel, like water. So the next thing, I was now like talking to the attendants, please, let me just go. Before I could finish what I was saying, the next thing we heard boom from the tanker, then followed by this car. And before I could even move the other car, my second car was already on fire too. I have to drive it out with the fire, and I was able to control the situation about my own car.
All right, if I could give you the precise information I have, the officers, the police officers here, they outlined talking to us. And while I was coming, I tried speaking with the FCT PRO, Fire Service PRO, but his number was not going through. I also got some information from some of the officials at the fire service who said that, based on what they said, corroborated that it was actually this truck that actually caused the thing. While the truck came, I think the officers here didn't allow the truck to rest a little before offloading the fuel, and that was when the thing happened. And looking at the side that the fire affected, this is the IRS tax office. It was actually, a part of it was actually affected, and also by the back there you could see some of the effects of the fire. Nobody died from this event, but maybe some speculations in one way or the other that some people were affected by the fire, but figures of that had actually not been confirmed so far by now.
Well, that fire update was by Oyeyemi Ajayi. Now let's move on to security matters. As Nigeria moves closer to one of its most significant policing reforms, the Nigeria Police Force is preparing its personnel for the possible implementation of state police. Francis Form reports that the force is focusing on building understanding, addressing concerns, and countering misinformation ahead of any constitutional changes. The report.
Possible interference at a sensitization workshop organized by the National Institute of Police Studies. The Inspector General of Police reaffirmed the Nigeria Police Force's commitment to supporting any constitutionally approved policing framework that enhances public safety, accountability, and national security.
The federal government of Nigeria have made up their mind to have the state police, and it is our duty to assist them to achieve it. So the most important thing is to listen very well, ask questions, how this thing is going to work, so that we'll be able to go back and talk to our officers and educate them. A lot of comparative analysis have been done. We have taken time to study nations where they have state police.
Security experts also assured participants that the proposed state police framework includes safeguards such as independent oversight and legal protections to prevent abuse and shield officers from unlawful political influence.
There are several steps that needs to be taken, and I think perhaps this is one of the first steps, and the Inspector General of Police will be going around the country with designated officers so they can start lecturing the officers so to allay their fears.
But here they are told the facts as they are, and they can check up. They find time, some of the modules in the workshop will look at the bill, some critical sections which they can assess and look at themselves.
While the final decision rests on the outcome of the constitutional amendment process, the Nigeria Police Force says early preparedness, professionalism, and public enlightenment remain critical to ensuring that any transition strengthens policing and improves security across the country. Francis from NTA News.
Away from security now to transportation in the territory, the Federal Capital Territory Administration is set to begin full enforcement on unregulated motor parks, warning commercial transport operators who currently load and offload passengers along roadsides and in illegal terminals. The FCT Mandate Secretary for Transportation, Chinedu Elechi, disclosed this while briefing the media on the new development in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu brings us details.
The official commencement of the operations at the newly designated bus terminals aims to bring order to public transportation, enhance traffic flow, and improve safety by redirecting all commercial vehicles to the newly established facilities. But this initiative is coming with huge challenge of non-compliance by the transport operators, with the Mandate Secretary for Transportation, Chinedu Elechi, disclosing plans to begin full enforcement targeting non-compliance with the directive, with a view to stop operations in unauthorized locations to ensure safety of lives and property of residents.
FC to Taba is minimum 12 hours. So you must get to somewhere to join the bus safely. And when you come back, you get dropped off there. Some kind of last mile, either your relatives come to pick you or somebody comes to pick you to take you to your last mile. That's what we're saying. So what we're saying is we're not going to allow everybody to every junction to start loading motors going to Aba. We will not accept it.
Under the new operational framework, the Transport Secretary says Mabushi and Kugbo terminals will operate interstate routes, while the Central Business District Terminal will manage the intrastate routes, thereby ensuring sanity on FCT routes.
FCT as a body will have enforcement capacity. The DRTS, myself, the Department of Security, Civil Defense, Police, the SS will have what we call command and control.
He, however, wants transport operators to heed to the appeal by the authority as the long arm of the law awaits anyone found to be defaulting this directive. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And now on health, as activities to mark World Breastfeeding Week 2026 continue, lactating and expectant mothers have received breastfeeding support packs to encourage and enhance their motherhood journey. The Mandate Secretary, Health Services and Environment Secretariat, Dr. Adedolapo Fashewe, urged mothers to embrace exclusive breastfeeding, describing it as a child's first and most effective protection for a healthy start in life. Cecilia Julius now reports.
As the world marks this year's World Breastfeeding Week, the Mandate Secretary, Health Services and Environment Secretariat, Dr. Adedolapo Fashawe, took the campaign for sustainable, breastfeeding to the primary healthcare center, Kubwa. She urged mothers, families, communities, and other stakeholders to create an enabling environment that supports breastfeeding, describing it as a critical investment in the health and survival of every child.
Breastfed children are given a healthy start to life. And what do we mean by this? It is a myth that breastfeeding is only for the low socioeconomic status. Breastfeeding is for all. When you have a baby, the first immunization that child gets is the breast milk that comes out of the mother. The first milk is called colostrum. It is very rich in vitamins, in antibiotics, and in all sorts of nutrients. Then, moving forward in life, for the first 6 months, a child does not need any other supplement. A child does not need any other medication apart from its immunization and breast milk.
To demonstrate her commitment to the well-being of nursing mothers, Dr. Fashawe presented gift packs donated through the Renewed Hope initiative. The beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the gesture, describing it as a timely encouragement to continue exclusive breastfeeding.
I'm very happy to be here today. So all the things that I've been doing is wonderful. It's great. So our breastfeeding mothers, someone like me, I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful because the things they give us, the free things and the medications, how to breastfeed our baby to get a good health and to be strong. At least we have the knowledge as a breastfeeding mother.
My advice to the pregnant women is that, as we have heard, and the ones that are not here, that the first immunization and vaccine to the baby is breastfeeding milk. So my advice to the breastfeeding mother that immediately we give birth, we should try our best to breastfeed our baby according to what we have been taught. And if we don't know it, we should ask questions.
Health development partners also reaffirmed their commitment to promoting this year's theme, stressing the need for greater awareness, collective support, and sustained investment in breastfeeding. They encourage mothers to prioritize exclusive breastfeeding as a key step towards giving every child a healthy start in life. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
Now, residents of the Federal Capital Territory have been urged to adopt proper waste disposal habits as clogged waterways continue to increase the risk of flooding across Abuja. The blockage of drainage channels by refuse, plastic waste, and construction debris has become a major environmental challenge, especially during the raining season. Yusuf Abubakar brings us insights.
Environmental experts say the indiscriminate dumping of refuse into drainage channel, combined with slates and construction waste, has obstructed the free flow of storm water. These result in floods that have damaged road and property, disrupting and exposing residents to health and safety hazard. Regulation of the drain removal and illegal structure built on Waterways Authority say are measures aimed at improving mitigation measures and reducing the impact of seasonal flooding. Residents are, however, reminded that government intervention with encouragement to dispose of waste responsibly, keep drainage channel free of debris, and participate in environmental sanitation exercise. Experts believe that sustaining public awareness, regular desalination of the drain, and strictly enforcement of environmental regulation will go a long way in protecting lives and property and critical infrastructure. As the rainy season reaches its peak, stakeholders say keep Abuja waterways clear is a shared responsibility that requires the commitment of both government and residents. Yusuf Abubakar, NTA News.
Now, critical players in medical rehabilitation have drawn a national rehabilitation strategic plan to help patients regain maximum independence to improve their everyday functioning and quality of life. Elizabeth Omoruyi reports that after a 3-day meeting to examine a zero draft to birth a national rehabilitation and assertive technology strategic plan. Experts revealed that the World Health Organization's 6 core health system building blocks were carefully analyzed.
It is used by rehabilitation professionals. It's also looking at administrative issues. Part of the plan is going to look at suggestions about local production to reduce the cost. But for those that cannot be produced locally, they have to be imported. Part of the suggestion is that let there be import waivers or some other mechanisms that will help these materials to come into the country at a cheaper price.
Part of this strategic plan is how to impart basic rehabilitation services knowledge to existing health workers to be able to identify and refer.
We are asking for the Ministry of Health to now have a department of medical rehabilitation domiciled inside the Ministry of Health.
And for 2027, stating that medical rehabilitation facilities be constructed in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. You are watching the news live at 1 on the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. Let's take more reports right after this break.
Some people are getting 20-something thousand. Some are getting 30-something thousand. Is it a rocket science?
Our definition of news is getting the unusual in and around the FCT. Fresh and factual, from education, transportation, politics, sports, judiciary, security to the grassroots. You can go on and on. You will find us there.
Residents
the construction of the Lot 1B of the Abuja Light Rail Transport
have
System.
Remained, and whatever way you chose to
many have remained
onlookers and motorists alike watch in horror as the wave upon wave of water.
Security agencies.
With our on-air personalities, we bring to you delightful presentations.
On the news tonight.
FCT Police Command, telecommunication giant, empowers customers.
NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, always authentic, with no room for fake news. We are the Unity Station, using the news to unite the nation.
Glad to see you're still with us. Zakat, one of the pillars of Islam, is a religious obligation and a pathway to compassion, shared prosperity and support for the vulnerable. To this end, the Ummah Zakat Foundation is taking this responsibility further with the unveiling of its Easy Zakat app to bring Zakat administration closer to the people through technology simplifying calculation, payment and management. Isaac Jibo reports on this and the inauguration of a new board of trustees.
Established in 2023, the Ummah Zakat Foundation is promoting structured Zakat administration to strengthen social support and vulnerable Nigerians.
This is not a replacement of the existing Zakat system in the country. It has been conceived to complement existing institutions, and that is through collaboration, through partnership, through research and development, as well as best practices.
We're providing opportunity for inclusive participation driven by the people themselves through a platform which they can register, the donor can register, and the partner banks can deliver what it is for the people.
We are trying to restore a covenant of trust among Muslims, and to the Board of Trustees, this is an amana.
At the launch of its digital platform in Abuja, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Atiku Abubakar Bagudu, described the initiative as complementary efforts to government programs aimed at improving citizens' welfare through accountability and transparency.
Maybe a community in Ekiti have done well in collecting and administering zakat, so we should learn from what they do rather than supplant them with a centralized structure. Ecosystem functioning is the most important driver of prosperity. Those people we are trying to help, let's ensure that we are not increasing their dependency, but giving them the opportunity to be zakat payers themselves.
The event featured the unveiling of the Easy Zakat app, designed to simplify zakat calculation, payment, and management. Members of the foundation's Board of Trustees were also inaugurated after taking the oath of office.
And diligently discharge the duties of my office.
If we obey the principle of zakah by those who are eligible to contribute effectively, we will be able to distribute. We cannot stop poverty, but we can contribute to making life easy for those who we can.
Representing the Sultan of Sokoto, the Emir of Kefi, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Shehu Usman Chindo Musa III, emphasized the significance of integrity, trust, and transparency in zakat administration.
Zakat is far more than an act of charity. It stands as one of the pillars of Islam, a divine command and a profound tool for justice, equity, compassion, and societal protection.
The foundation say the platform enhances convenience, transparency, and efficiency through digital platform to improve service delivery, widen access, and ensure more effective support for those in need. In Abuja, Isaac Jibo, NTA News.
Now, residents of the Federal Capital Territory have expressed optimism over the economic reform policies of the current administration, saying Nigerians must be patient with this administration as the dividends of the reform will soon begin to manifest. Some citizens on the streets noted that although the initial adjustments have been tough, the reforms are designed to reposition the economy for long-term growth and stability. They urge fellow Nigerians to support the government's efforts, expressing confidence that the pains of today will translate into prosperity tomorrow.
My concern about the Nigerian economy now is that it's just a matter of patience. If we have patience, all the policy Mr. President is trying to put on for us, I think is yielding good result. It's just a matter of patience. And then if we patient with him, I think he will use good result for us.
Definitely everything needs patience and time, you understand? So the policies of government given some time, and if we can also as well the implementation plan and avoid corruption, because that's the major destroyer of our system.
At some point, we discovered that the problem is not really the executives or the government official. The people handling this project, the people who are in charge of executing this project are the ones in. So I advise that if you are a government official, they should do their best to make sure that there is a proper checkup, there is a proper follow-up, and there is a proper accountability.
I urge myself and every other person to bear the pangs of this new Nigerian birth, and afterwards, posterity will be fair to us. So, sincerely, I support the president on it, and I urge others to see reason with me.
Now, from breaking news to trending videos, social media has transformed how information is created and shared, giving millions a voice at the click of a button. But while content creation has become a powerful tool for education, business, and civic engagement, experts warn that the unchecked spread of fake news and misleading information poses a serious threat to public trust, national security, and social cohesion. Kama now reports.
The digital age has redefined communication, making social media platforms powerful channels for content creation, public engagement, and instant access to information. Millions of users now create and share content daily, influencing public opinion and shaping conversations across the world.
The content creating has been something that has sent messages throughout the world, and even for upcoming artists, for upcoming actors, I believe content creating is very, very important, and it has its own industry, but it's the negative part of it that I would not want to sell to the world.
To be imbibed in the younger generations that are growing up.
They therefore urge content creators and social media users to verify facts before sharing information, rely on credible sources, and uphold ethical standards in digital communication. As technology continues to evolve, stakeholders maintain that the fight against misinformation is a shared responsibility, requiring digital literacy, responsible journalism, and greater public awareness to ensure social media remains a force for development rather than division. Kama, NTA News.
Up next, Sports Brief.
The Super Falcons of Nigeria are set to face familiar rivals Cameroon in a highly anticipated last 8 clash. Nigeria, the defending champions and record 10-time winners of the competition, will battle the indomitable Lionesses on Sunday, August 9th at the Labi Zouali Stadium in Casablanca with kickoff at 6 p.m. Nigerian time. The Super Eagles are seeking a place in the semi-finals and another step towards retaining their continental crown, while victory would also secure Nigeria a direct ticket to the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil, as all 4 semi-finalists qualify automatically. Nigeria's quarter-final showdown with Cameroon is one of the 4 last 8 fixtures, with Cote d'Ivoire facing Algeria and host Morocco taking on South Africa on Saturday, while Malawi meet Ghana or Mali on Sunday. Still talking football, Nigeria's Flying Eagles have booked their place in the final of the 2026 WAFU B Under-20 Championship after edging hosts Ivory Coast 4-3 on penalties following a thrilling 2-2 draw after extra time. The result sets up a final showdown with Burkina Faso on Sunday, with the young Nigerians 1 victory away from regional glory. The Flying Eagles will also be looking to avenge their 2-0 group stage defeat to Burkina Faso. Now moving to basketball, the Under-18 female Nigerian basketball team secured a hard-fought 54-50 win over Tunisia in their Group C opener. Nigeria trailed 15-13 after the opening quarter, but responded with a 14-10 second quarter performance to take a narrow 27-25 lead into the break. Tunisia regained the advantage after outscoring Nigeria 19-16 in the third quarter, setting up a 10th finish. However, the team finished strongly, restricting Tunisia to just 6 points in the final quarter while scoring 11 to claim the opening day victory. Meanwhile, their main counterpart suffered a 95-68 defeat to Egypt in their Group A opener. Egypt set the tone early with a 32-23 first quarter advantage before extending their lead to 56-43 at halftime. North Africans remained in control throughout the second half, winning the third quarter 23-12 before sealing a comfortable 27-point victory. With Sports Brief, Shamsuddin Usman, NTA News.
And that concludes the news at 1 on the Unity Station. Join us again at 7 for more news updates. I am Rabiat Shaib. Good afternoon.